Hello, welcome again, and today we are going to do some fine line work. This is going to be for week 3, project 3. So we'll do a quick video, just a few minutes to show you what we're looking at here. You'll do probably about 60 minutes worth of drawing, and you'll do, because this video is going to take probably about 10 to 15 minutes, a 60-minute drawing, and then we'll have your 20-minute project that you would do. So, excuse me, your 20-minute assignment that you would do on the art history side. So what we're going to do, we'll do some fine line drawings. We'll do it either in circles like this or in squares like this. I'll give you guys the choice on that. Notice this is a full-size sheet of paper. And with a full-size sheet of paper, I've got 4. I've got room for 1 more. You'll do at least 6 of these. And I'm looking for detail, as much detail as you can get in there and as crisp, clean of lines as you can get in there. Now that's going to make more sense here in a second once you see what I switch over to. Okay, so let's pop back over here. These are what's called Zentangle, and with Zentangle what we're looking at is it's a type of fine line drawing that with an emphasis on pattern. So you've got all sorts of choices here. And I'm going to put a bunch of these in the classroom so you can look at it, or you can look up Zentangle patterns and you'll see all sorts of ideas from there. So notice the fine line as it kind of goes across. Are these crisp, perfect lines? No, they're not. This is somebody who was going through, they're using a pen, so they're going to have mistakes. Here, these are a little more crisp, but again, you can still see some mistakes. A little blowout here, little blowout here, blowout here. It happens. These are smaller than what I'm asking you guys to do, but there are a lot more of them because they were having a lot more different choices. So if you go smaller than what I showed you before, then I want to see a lot of them. Okay, so you could either do 6 big ones on one page with a lot of detail, or you can do like maybe 12 smaller ones, but I want you to take up the whole page. Alright, so looking over here, these are some of the square examples, and again, so far you're seeing a lot of differences, a lot of variation from one page to the next. Here you've got a lot more, and again, like I said, all I did on these is I did a Google search for Zentangle patterns, and I'll have that in there as well. So these first options, the squares or the circles, that's if you are just starting out, you don't know what you're doing, you're not comfortable in your drawing ability, I want you doing either the circles or the squares, that we just went through. If you are a little more secure in your drawing ability, you feel like you are up to more of a challenge, or you just decide you want to do both, then you can get into doing something in an image. You can draw your own, or you can find a coloring page. Like from a coloring book. So here, this looks like it's a printed out coloring book, heart, and then they broke it off into different quadrants or sections, and in each of those sections they went through and drew their pattern inside of that. Here, it was a coloring page of an elephant, and it was just a blank coloring page of an elephant. Somebody did their Zentangle inside of it. Here, you've seen some of these come out of the art room before if you've looked at the art that's in the hallways. This is just a simple spiral pattern where it starts on, in a spot, and it's one line that follows down to the middle, comes out next line, and you can do it with straight lines, you can do it with spirals, but then this person inside of that put those in each of those little sections. Here, somebody drew a face, and then inside of the face used the Zentangle to do the shading. This is college level work here. I don't expect any of you to be right here. I'm just showing you so you know what you could build to. Here, this is a coloring page. That's a cutout of a deer. They started with a silhouette of the deer, and then they decided to put the Zentangle spin on it. You do have the option to add color if you choose to. It's not required. And then, okay, so I'm going to switch over here now, and what we're going to do is I'm going to do some on the page to kind of give you an idea of what that can look like. And because I can't really have the double screen, then I'm just going to kind of make up my own as I go. I'll start out with, say, a weave pattern. Okay, and I like to go through, do a pencil first, and then after the pencil I'll go through and do a pen, typically, but for time's sake I'm just going to use the pen, or pencil. And so I'll start out there. I've got some stripes, and so for a weave, I want to mix that up. Okay, and so I've got some variance there. But I went too far with it because those should, on a weave, they should cross. So I'll go through, I'll erase that out, and now I'll have here, like that. And then this will come across and down. And so essentially, you'll have a few solid lines that will go all the way across on a weave. I don't know why I didn't do this to start with. Just jumping ahead. Okay, and so I've got those solid lines that are going to go that way. Then I'll have a few that are going to be solid going this way. And so essentially I made like a checkerboard pattern. Then on the inside I'm just going to alternate them. And no, I don't want to do that. Sorry, try to give me some update that I don't want, that I don't need. And we're going to cancel that. Sorry about that. Okay, looks like we're still recording. Good. So I'll come through and I'm going to have these lines that go across that way. Then these are just going to alternate. Okay, and so then that little bit would go in there. Then I'll come here and I'm going to alternate again. Now I'm going quickly just because this is a demo and I don't want to take a lot of time on it. I got off on the pattern there. Okay, if you draw too dark, you cannot erase. So, right here, I don't know if you can see, there's still a little bit of ghosting of the previous stuff, and that's because I was a dummy and I drew too dark. Getting in too big of a hurry. Remember, speed is the enemy of art. Drawing dark is also the enemy. You sketch it lightly to begin with, then you draw it dark after you're done. Okay, so this, I need to go the other way with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, I'm rushing through because I'm trying to get it done quickly to show you. Don't do this. I only have a 15-minute record window. So basically, if I'm filling out that whole thing, it starts to look a little bit like a weave pattern. If I wanted to really make it look like a weave pattern, I would have drawn that in lightly in the beginning so that I could have a bit of a bend on it, like that. If I have a bend on those, then that bend will end up making it look a little more woven, like they go inside of each other that way. But that's neither here nor there. Okay, so if I wanted to do any other patterns, say I want to do, I'll do a starting point, and everything can come out from that starting point, kind of like a peppermint. And again, I'm drawing a lot more quickly and a lot more darkly than I want you to. Darkly. Darkly is not even a word. I'm drawing a lot more quickly and a lot darker than I want you guys to do. I'm rushing just for demo purposes. Then I'll come through and maybe here, put some others in there. And I'm going to spider web this. And then I'll spider web that all the way around. And you guys can make up whatever patterns you want to. Maybe on this one, I'm going to decide I want to do a zigzag, like a lightning bolt. And then on here, my next ones are all going to go in and out of those peaks and valleys. And each one, dependent on the one before it, and as I do this, I'm going to find that some of my shapes are going to change a little bit. Some will actually go outside of the circles, some won't, and that's all just going to depend on how I want to do it. Because I'm in charge here. Maybe this next one I want to go however. But if you are doing the circles, I feel like a Pringles can is a great size for these. And all I'm doing is just tracing as neatly as I can around that Pringles can. Boom. Do another one over here. Go slow with it. And then clean up any spots. Like I've got a gap there. I've got a blowout over here. And boom. If you're going to do the squares on the back side, a post-it note is a good size for that. The problem with the post-it note, like mine's wrapped, so the wrapper is giving me problems. Because it's getting underneath the pencil when I really don't want it to. And the wrapper's a little slick, so it's moving on me a bit. But I go through like that, then I'm just going to go through and clean that up a bit. Finish out those lines because some of them are a little incomplete. And then from there, I've got 6 squares that I can work with here, or I've got 6 circles that I can work with on that side. And so this is about how big I want you guys to do this. And like I said, take some time with it. This should take you right around an hour to do. I don't want to see something that looks like you did it in 10 minutes. Try to take some time with it. Have some fun with it. Get a little creative. If you are having a hard time coming up with the patterns on your own, go to the classroom. I'll have some examples in there, or YouTube some, or go through Google Images, and you can go through and copy some other patterns that other people are doing. Draw them yourself. I don't want you guys to trace these. I want you to work on it yourself. Try to develop some fine motor skills with handling a pencil. You're looking for fine detail. And like anything else, it just takes practice. The more you do it, the better you get at it. Mine are a little sloppy, like I said, because I was rushing through. But once you take your time on this, these can look really cool. There is one other thing that you can do where you've got some negative space and you fill in around it. I'm just about out of time here, but I'll do it quick so you can kind of see. And that would be like a negative, where you draw it and then color around it. Out of time. Gotta go. Thanks.